Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. So far we have discussed about the convolutional neural network, its architecture and the layers involved in the architecture including the convolutional, pooling, dense and flattened layer. In this video we are going to talk in more detail about the stride and padding that are an important component of convolutional layer. So let's start with the previous example where we had a 6 by 6 image and a 3 by 3 filter, and we are going to convolve this filter on this image. Now if we set a stride is equal to 1, it means that the filter will move 1 pixel value in rows and columns. So the filter will shift to right by 1 pixel or 1 column. Similarly, it will shift down to 1 pixel value or 1 row. And after that, it will compute an output feature map and the size of which is 4 by 4. So if we slide a 3 by 3 filter on a 6 by 6 image, we get a 4 by 4 output feature map. Let's update the stride to 3. Now we have a 3 by 3 filter that will move 3 steps in rows and columns both. Now when the stride is 3, it will move 3 steps to the right. It will also move 3 steps down. Now the output would be a 2 by 2 matrix. So when we use a 3 by 3 filter on a 6 by 6 image with stride is equals to 1, we got 4 by 4 output. When we increase the stride to 3, output has also reduced to 2 by 2. Now let's come to one more interesting example where the stride equals to 2, which means the filter will move to 2 pixel values. So now here is the filter and here we have computed the first value. Now the filter will move to the right by 2 pixel values or by 2 columns. But what will happen now? The stride is 2, which means the filter must move 2 steps. But here, if the filter moves 2 steps, it will overflow the image. Please remember that to apply a convolution operation, the filter and the image must overlap. If they do not overlap, the convolution operation will not be performed. So if we move the filter by stride 2, it will overflow and no convolution operation will be performed. Similarly, this will also happen when we will move the filter downwards or in rows. So due to this, the output of the feature map would be a 2 by 2 matrix. Now that's one reason why we use padding, so that our convolution operation can preserve the values from the boundary as well. Suppose if we add zeros after the last row and the last column. Now if we apply a 3 by 3 filter on this image, we will get a 3 by 3 output and we can now perform the convolution operation because the filter is not overflowing the image. Let's now talk about the different types of padding. The most common one is the valid padding. Valid padding means no padding is added. So the convolution operation will perform only on those pixel values where the filter values overlaps the image. So as we saw in the previous example, if we set stride equals to 1, it will give us output feature map of 4 by 4. And when we increase the stride to 2, then what will happen? The filter starts from top left, made the computation, and then move to 2 steps right. Again made the computation, and now if we again move it to right, the filter will overflow the image and no computation will happen. Similarly, when it will move 2 steps down, it will compute the second row. But when it will further move to 3 steps down, as we can see that in the last row, the filter values and the image values are not overlapping, so no convolution operation will be performed. And the output would be a 2 by 2 matrix. Now let's discuss the second type of padding, that is called same padding. So in same padding, we add zeros equally around all sides of the input. The idea is that convolution operation must preserve the value of the boundary and edges as well. So in same padding, if the stride is 1, the output you will get after the convolution, it would be the same as the size of input image. For example, if we have a 6 by 6 image here and we have done the padding of one border, then the output dimension will be 6 by 6. So the dimensions are not reduced by the convolutional layer. And the reason behind this is that we have used same padding. There's one more type that is called full padding. In full padding, your filter will visit each pixel value of the image the same number of times. In full padding, there is a possibility that we have more than one borders of zeros. For example, you can see that in this example, we have two borders. So there is a formula to calculate how many borders to be required for full padding. So the formula is P is equals to 2 times filter minus 1. So 2 times the filter size is 3 minus 1. So we will get 2 into 2 equals to 4. 4 means that the padding would be of 2 rows and 2 columns. It would be 2 by 2. So you will see in the image that we have 2 rows and 2 column padding. In case of the full padding, your input image size may increase after applying the convolution. You can see in this example that the input image was 6 by 6, and after applying full padding and doing the convolution operation, the output feature map has 8 by 8 output feature dimension. Now we have asymmetric padding, and we saw this in the previous examples when we added zeros to partial border. So this is called asymmetric padding, where we do not add zeros to all of the borders but on some selected borders. Adding zeros to the borders during padding is not always recommended. So there is one more technique that is called replicate padding. In replicate padding, we replicate the values of the borders. So as you can see in this image, we have replicated all of the rows and columns at the boundary. So now we can see that there are no values on the corner. So what we'll do, will copy these border values to the corners. So that's how replicate padding works. There are some more padding types that you can study at your own pace. For example, reflect padding that pads the input by reflecting the pixel values from the image edges. Circular padding and constant padding, where we do not fill all of the border values with 0 but with a constant number. I hope you would have understood why do we use padding and what are different types of it. That's all for today, and I will see you in the next video.